Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Mr. Thayer, and in this video, I want to help you draw a scatter plot and find a line of best fit by hand first, and then later on, we'll look at finding a line of best fit by calculator. Let's check it out. Okay, so here, you're going to pause the video in a moment to draw your scatter plot by looking at this table. But first, don't forget to discuss or think about what is going to be your X and what is going to be your Y variable. What depends on the other. So pause, think about it, and then we'll come back and answer it. Pause the video. Okay, have you given it some thought? Has your team decided the X variable is going to be the number of months taking the supplement, and the Y variable will be the number of days the cold lasted? Great. So draw the first quadrant and plot your points. Let's fast forward to that point. Okay, so we've got our scatter plot. I use Desmos to type in a table of points, but we've got on the x-axis the number of months taking the supplement, and the y-axis is the days the cold lasted. So you can see we're kind of trending downwards, right? Looks like the longer you take the supplement, the shorter your cold lasts. But we want to find a line of best fit for this data. So go ahead and pick 2 points so that when you draw a line through them, it passes through the middle of your data and would be reliable to get an equation. So pause this video, pick 2 points, determine them with your team, and draw your line with a ruler. Pause. Okay, so let's say I picked the point 0.5, comma 5, as you see on the left side, and 2.5, comma 1.4 on the right. And when I drew that line of fit, it passes through the middle of my data. There's about the same amount of points above and below that line. Next, we want to come up with the equation for this line. So that means we're going to need the slope-intercept equation using those 2 points. So go ahead and write down y equals mx plus b. And you know what to do. We need to find the slope between those 2 points. So go ahead and pause this video and find that slope. Pause. All right, using the slope equation over here on the right side of my screen, I have found the slope to be negative 1.8 over 1. Great, so now I'm going to write that in for my equation right here, negative 1.8. You don't have to write in the over 1 part. Go ahead and drop down the variables though. And you can see we still don't have the y-intercept, so we're going to take one of these points. I'm going to take that first point and plug that in place of x and y and solve for b. So go ahead and plug in 0.5 for x and 5 for y, or pick one of the points you chose and plug it in for x and y and solve for b algebraically. Go for it. Pause the video. Okay, I found my y-intercept after plugging in the slope, an x and a y value. I got 5.9 for mine. So that means my equation for the line of best fit by hand is negative 1.8 over 1 times x plus 5.9. Great. So box that. We're going to use that later. Pause. Okay, looking at our check marks, we've kind of got all the way down the list. Scatter plot, line of best fit, found the slope, found the y-intercept, and got our equation. Last part is to use our equation to find the number of months a supplement was taken if the cold lasted 7 days. So we need to find the number of months it was taken. You're going to pause this video in just a moment to decide amongst your group, where are you going to plug in this information 7 into your equation based off of what you know that variables represent. Pause this video and talk that over, and then we'll resume and plug it into our equation and solve. Okay, have you had a moment to talk it over? 7 days, the cold lasting, that would be the y variable. And we need to find x, number of months the supplement was taken. So we're going to go ahead back to our equation, put 7 in for our y variable, and we're going to solve for x right here. So plug it in and algebraically work your way solving for x. So pause this, solve for x, and check with me. Pause. All right, well, I solved and I got x would be about negative 0.6. Now remember, x is the number of what? Let's go back in and check it out. Number of months we took the supplement. So there was no cold in this table that lasted that long. And if you worked backwards here to arrive at 7 up here, we'd have to be in the negative values for x. So really it doesn't make sense to say, hey, we took the supplement for negative 0.6 months, right? So really, this equation is only reliable up to a certain part. Outside of our data, we can't go into the negative, and we can't really go below or into the negative for colds lasted. So we need to kind of stick between 0 and it looks like about 3 in terms of x values on our graph. Okay, you just did a scatter plot, right? And then you found a line of best fit by hand. We hope to use our calculators in this chapter to find a line of best fit using your calculator, which is essentially a computer. Stay tuned for future videos on how to use that to get the most accurate equation possible. Have a great day.